Hello, Fallen Dragonite here again with another miniature arcade review machine, and today we're going to be reviewing something that is technically an arcade game, but it is not an arcade game in this sense you would think. We're going to be going to the Tiny Arcade series, or as they call these, the Boardwalk Arcade series, for their Ninja Turtles pinball machine. You can see this is a lot different than those little arcade machines they've been releasing. In fact, I have Galaga machine right here. This is significantly larger, and it's also not exactly to scale. I mean, if this had a riser on it, maybe, but yeah, the scale doesn't exactly match. But again, these are supposed to be keychains, and this is definitely not supposed to be a keychain. Now then, we got nice sticker detail on all the sides, including Ninja Turtles logo down there, as well as two screens. This is, of course, the marquee sticker. This is the playfield sticker. Now then, I did a bit of research on this machine, and for the most part, this seems to be based off of the Data East Ninja Turtles pinball machine. I looked up the Ninja Turtles pinball machine, and it seems like there was another one made by Bailey Midway, but I have never seen any pictures of it, and for all I know, it might have been an incorrect listing. But the details are slightly accurate to the Data East one, with the exception of the turtles are not exactly correct. First off, I believe these are supposed to be flipped around, and these are also the more cartoon accurate turtles, whereas the original pinball machine had more something closer to the comic book version. Even the turtles up here, which is actually supposed to be in the playing field. And the sticker is the same on the both sides. These are correctly placed, but again, these are more cartoon accurate and not the original artwork. There's also this right here, which is a faux coin slot. And looking at this right off the bat, you can kind of tell the problem. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but it's incorrectly put in place because this section over here is raised, whereas these are flush in. It's supposed to be like this because these are obviously the coin slots up here. They're supposed to be angled like this because they're supposed to be a return, and there's the return slots down there. And this right here is the lock, so it opens up like so if this was an actual pinball machine. So this is incorrectly put in place. I'm not sure this is mine or if this is a problem on all the machines, because this is the only one I've actually seen in person. Now then, you can see there's a button here, which is, of course, simulating the plunger to launch your pinball. There's also a button on each side for the flippers, so you can play it accurately. There's also two additional buttons on the back. These also work the flipper, so you can either play it like this, or if you're holding it like this, you can just press the buttons on the back, which is actually a little bit more comfortable if you're holding it in this position like so. Of course, we have the on and off switch and the speaker back here, as well as a pair of legs, which of course I thought these might be removable because they were cast in black plastic, and of course the legs on my cocktail table Pac-Man are removable, but then again, that's because you need to get to the battery compartment. And while it's out here, I'd say that's fairly... Oh, sorry for bumping the table. I say that's fairly accurate in scale, although this looks a little larger than it's supposed to be. or wider anyway. So let's turn this on. You can kind of see there. There's the playing field. You'll have this graphic here, and then it'll say start game. You press the flipper to start the game. So now we can actually get a good look at the pinball table itself. We got pizza there, we got targets, all the ramps. This seems to be, yeah, when it says pizza time, that thing rotates. This is fairly accurate to where all of the targets and locations are and the ramps in the Data East machine, but it is missing a lot of the detail. I mean, the four turtles are the only graphic that actually carries over from the original pinball machine. But there was a lot of graphics on the pinball machine that would be very hard to replicate on this small scale. And now we look up here. We got this little flashing display here. Scores kept up there. Yeah, we'll do that every so often. And of course we have the marquee graphic up here, which is an actual, it's a little blurry, and it comes out a little clearer off the camera, but it looks like it's an actual scan of the original marquee from the pinball machine, even to the point where there's dark spots where it would be lit up. So to play, we press down the button and we hold it down to launch the ball. I'm going to use the back buttons because it's just easier for me to do so. As I said, all the targets are accurate to the original Data East machine, but it's missing a lot of the details, and you may also notice it's not the original sound effects from the pinball machine either. This music isn't even... Yeah, this music's not even from the original pinball machine, and you can see there was those eyes up there. The music is actually originally made for this, but the original pinball table actually played the Ninja Turtles theme. It doesn't have any of the same sound effects. There's no way to pause either. And to be honest, it's not a one-to-one perfect replication of the original pinball machine. So yeah, I think that's enough. Yeah, as I was saying, music and sound effects are not accurate to the original pinball machine. I actually had to look up video of the original pinball machine in play in order to compare the sound effects, and yeah, none of the original sound effects are in this machine at all. And I'm guessing here because it only has the Viacom Nickelodeon trademark on it, but it doesn't have the Data East trademark. So my theory is that they couldn't get the original sound effects or the original artwork because they couldn't get the license from Data East. They were able to license the Ninja Turtles, but they weren't able to license the original pinball artwork and graphics. So they just had to make a facsimile of it. That's just my theory. I'm not sure if that's actually accurate to what happened here, but it seems to me that's the most likely case, and it does seem to me like that's going to be an issue if they try to make more of these. I would like to see more of these, of the licensed ones, but if they try to do something like Addams Family, or yeah, of course, Addams Family is like the most popular pinball machine of all time, or Kiss or Elvira, there's going to be some problems because they both have to get the license of the property as well as the license from the pinball machine maker. And Addams Family is probably going to be the hardest because it's based off a movie, so they have to get the movie rights, they have to get the comic book rights that the movie was based on, and then they have to get the rights from the pinball maker, so that's going to be a whole legal problem there. So yeah, for now, I think it's just nice that they were able to get the Ninja Turtles. And maybe they can do like Invaders from Mars or Pinbot or stuff that they only have to go through the pinball machine maker to do. If they try to do more of the licensed stuff, it might be a little harder. And it is also not accurate. It doesn't have all of the original sound effects or whatnot. But again, for a first try, I say this is actually a nice first try. So let's get some size comparisons here. I have my Iron Factory Slipstream, and she is just too small for that. Let's try my Chibi Stylet from the Frame Arms Girl series. Bring that up to her level, and that is also, she's also too small. Maybe if we take her base into consideration, but if we bring it up to her level, she's just too small for it. Now let's try my KO Soundwave. Yeah, that's not the official sticker. That's just a sticker I put on a knockoff. And he actually scales quite nicely with the machine. So I say about this 4-inch-ish scale would actually fit quite well for display with these machines. Anyway, that is my review of the Boardwalk Arcade Ninja Turtles Pinball. This is the same. This is a offshoot of the tiny arcade machines that were released by Super Impulse, if I recall. So yeah, Super Impulse released this. There's only 2 other machines in the line, and that was Skee-Ball and Whack-A-Mole, which were basically just these machines with a D-pad and a single button. So yeah, not accurate either, but this one is the crown jewel. I say if you like your pinball machines and if you want some more little arcade machines for your collection, I say go for these. I say go for this because I really do like this little pinball machine, and I do hope they do more, but again, licensing and whatnot might make this a little bit more tricky than just getting the arcade machines that they were doing before. And that's all I have to say for now, and I hope to see you guys again next video. Bye!